Hello everybody, or anyone. We're back again, we're live. But this time, behind this annoying map here is a beautiful Spitfire. We're going to be flying that on a mission in IL-2 in VR in the HB Reverb. I'm doing quite well actually. I've nearly completed this particular campaign, but I thought we could just replay a mission here where we're going to take off as number 4 in Flight of 4, led by Arthur, and we're going to follow the leader to form a cover flight above our ships, trying to unload infantry along the coast. So now IL-2 is very unforgiving, you know, it can go wrong very quickly. It's very realistic, so it's going to be interesting to see how we get on here. Hey, hello Melissa, thank you for checking that you can hear me, that's good. So yeah, off we go then. Again, same with the IL-2, I'm going to have to just close the chat window every now and then just so I can use the sim. It's a bit awkward. Right, here we go. Let's have a look here. Right. Okay, so hopefully we'll be able to start this in a second. Oh, we're not. Hang on, press on pause. Okay. We're not. Oh, that's loud. Sorry guys, that bit's always really loud. So here we are in IL-2. I'm very excited to be back here in this sim and completely. Oh, wrong button. There we go. We need to center ourselves here. I might not be able to look at the chat very much actually on this flight. I'll do my best, but we shall see how we get on, and hopefully we might make it back for tea and scones. Right, we best get our mixture fully rich, put fully forward and get engines starting. I love how it goes through the whole sequence. While that does that, I might just check. Yeah, we're live, good stuff. So hopefully my taxiing skills will be better than the last video you've seen. It is a bit of a fickle beast on the ground, the Spitfire. I didn't realise actually that this particular model Spitfire doesn't have any toe brakes, so you've got to kind of like really be really careful on the ground. I'll wait until all my fellow wingmen move out of the way. I just love how you can even see how busy he is on the rudder there. As combat sims go, this is absolutely amazing. Right, here we go then. I'm not promising any ground leaks, but I'll do my best not to. Constant adjustments. Listen to the sound of those moving engines. Must have been quite a sight back in World War II to see a squadron of Lancasters or Spitfires take off. I just cannot imagine. The closest thing I've ever been to that was when the Canadian Lancaster came over from Canada, funny enough, and for the air show season, and I saw 2 Lancasters 2 Spitfires and Hurricane all in close formation together. That was amazing. But yeah, one great thing about VR is you can look out of the cockpit like you would in real life when you're doing these S-turns. I mean, even before you've taken off, it's a challenging sim, really. Whoa, I can feel it going then for a moment. Bouncing on those rudder pedals. Now, in case you're wondering, guys, I've backed my settings off for this particular flight, just so that it can run okay in VR whilst streaming. When I'm not streaming, I have the settings on pretty much maxed out, and it runs really well. But with streaming, it really does hurt your frame rate. Outside, if I can remember the views. Okay, well there. What's that sound? Wow. Easy does it. And once we stop, I'll just have a quick look again at the chat, if there is anyone there to say hello to. Even the tyre marks, look, just looks so good. Whoa, nearly went into a loop there. There we go. Okay then, right, so it's time for us to take off. So, back in the cockpit, we're going to close the canopy. Time to do to dance on the river, on the pedals even, on the rudder pedals, and off we go. There's one thing this sim really does teach you, and that is stick and rudder skills. Okay, 100 miles an hour. We are airborne. And you really have to look after this engine as well, so not only have you got all of the tricky combat manoeuvres and making sure that you stay safe, you've also got to really ensure that you look after your aircraft. Look at the views here, absolutely gorgeous. Even on quite low settings, still looks absolutely beautiful. Alright, backing off the throttles now. And the RPMs as well. I love what they've done with IL-2. The VR implementation's pretty good. How the map is there and it's all kind of hovers next to you for that extra bit of information. It may not be realistic, but you know, there's a... I mean, you could completely take all this off if you wanted to, but I generally... Everything is on ultra realistic, apart from just a few things like labels, like the map, and just sort of things like the engine information. It has to be fun at the end of the day as well, and this is as hardcore as you want it to be. Yeah, this is superb. Just got to catch my formation now without straining my engine too much. all that light bloom there. The Spitfire above the countryside doesn't get more evocative than that, does it? We're getting really nice performance in the reverb as well. I do feel that this headset's made for this kind of stuff. Especially as it's a lot easier to spot bandits in the headset, even from far away. Talking of being far away, I'm nowhere near my squadron. I need to get cracking here. Hunt them down a little bit so we can get in formation. Fully volumetric clouds, although as I say I've got them turned down a bit for this live stream, but when they're at their fullest quality they do look brilliant. Okay, we're starting to close them down now. Quick sip of coffee. Hello there, Desert Sheep. Sorry, I'm going to have to just quickly... Unfortunately, I can't read the comments whilst flying, which is really annoying. I recently upgraded to a reverb from a Odyssey Plus for IL-2. Multiplayer FPS has dropped from 55 to 5. Still very playable, very happy with the reverb. I'm going to have to literally read them that fast so I can get back into the cockpit, but that is great to hear. I must admit, I haven't had an Odyssey, but they are a really fantastic headset from what I've heard, and they have a really nice OLED panel, and they're quite cheap as well. So it's a lot of headset for the money, but yeah, the reverb is a really nice upgrade without a doubt. So thanks for coming along. I'm just trying to get in formation now with my fellow wingmen here. I've just gone AWOL for a minute there. You know, IL-2 is just one of those sims that just does not give you an inch. If you do something wrong, if you're too greedy and try and basically on one mission, if you take down one aircraft, it's a good day. I think the most I've ever done is take down 2 Messerschmitts and a ground target, and that was a very good day, but I didn't make it back home. I had to ditch the aircraft. But thankfully it was, I just made it over friendly territory. But yeah, it's very unforgiving. And I'm trying my best here to kind of catch my wingmen at the same time. Be really nice to the engine. I'm in combat mode at the moment. I don't really want to be in combat mode too long. I often find that in IL-2 that your AI aircraft are just a bit quicker than you are. Now of course, going into all of this cloud, in fact I'll just show you here, if you've never seen it. In fact no, I've just missed out a bit of cloud there, but it is wonderful when you fly into cloud. All of the moisture and all the drops on the canopy appear. It looks so nice. There's the power, just to kind of get into contention really with my my squadron. Now the mission objective today is to basically cover our fleet of, I think there's a couple of ships that are going to be landing on, and we've got to cover the harbour in case of any enemy bombers. Now bombers are actually some of the hardest to take down. A lot harder than fighter aircraft because they're very, very accurate. So you have to be really, really careful. You can soon get a critical hit. Right, thankfully we're about there now, so we can just stay in formation here. Just above these clouds. Amazing. Not a bad way to spend a Sunday. I would love to look at the chat right now, but the only other thing I could do is, I think it's an autopilot mode, but I've never tried it. Whether I could use that when I look at the chat, that might be a good idea. I don't know if I can do that though. No, I think I'll leave it for now. Beautiful. I really love as well how the Reverb has its own headphones. There we go. Wow, that's incredible. And they do sound really good, you know, so it just negates the really annoying faffing around of trying to get some actual decent headphones on your head or earbuds or whatever. It's just, you just put the Reverb on and it's all there, and it's got a pretty decent microphone as well. Like most of my recordings, in fact all of them with the Reverb, I just use its own microphone. It's not the best out there, but I think it's not too bad. I think the CV1 microphone was really good, and I think the Valve Index microphone is probably the best microphone. Right, let's have a quick look. The black's on point with the Odyssey Plus, but resolution comfort is not in the same ballpark as the Reverb. Oh, that's interesting. It's interesting to know that. Yeah, I find the Reverb really comfortable actually. Which version do you have, by the way? Do you have the what they call the consumer version or the professional version? Because obviously the Pro version comes with that leather face pad, and I find it's very hard wearing. And I mean in a good way. There's no signs of wear at all, and you can wipe it clean if you wish, and apart from, I suppose, you might get a little bit of a mark on your forehead if you've done a long session in it, it's very comfortable. It's more comfortable than the Rift S that I have, and more comfortable than even my old CV1, so yeah, I think they've nailed it on the comfort aspect, without a doubt, definitely. Oh, that's my controller falling to sleep. I'll have to wake it up again in a minute. It's funny, IL-2, this is what it's all about really. A lot of it is the calm before the storm. You know, you'll be flying along here, just concentrating, staying in formation, enjoying the views, trying to conserve energy, fuel, and your precious engine, and then all hell will break loose. There's a P2 overhead, probably coming back from his mission there. A lone one as well. You know, sitting here in the Reverb in this Spitfire feels just so surreal. It feels incredible. Like, it's so real. All of the gauges, the dials, everything just looks spot on. And I can even see, you know, like the scratches in the canopy. All of the little nuts and bolts and everything, and that light bloom there in the corner where the sun's glinting off the metal. It's very metallic. You feel like you're in a proper working aircraft. I think I've said this before, but the only thing we're missing now is some kind of smell-o-vision where you can smell the oil, mechanical kind of smell, you know. Maybe a full motion rig would be nice as well. Love it, absolutely love it. Right, I think we're getting close now to the coast, so we must be nearly on our mission here. Leading us into battle is Arthur Timofeev. I'm sure I've said that wrong. quick look at the chat again. Pro version, absolutely no light bleed. Try Combat Box MP, your VR head needs to be on a swivel. Okay, yeah, thanks. Oh, you see what I mean? I look at the chat for 1 second and my plane just doesn't, basically all my controls are, well, they don't work basically. So I'll have to really choose my moments to look at the chat. But yeah, absolutely, there's no light bleed as well, which is a big deal. You do get light bleed in the Rift S because of the way you have to have it on your head. You kind of have to like secure it on the back of the head with this like ratchet system thing, so there's always going to be that little bit of light bleed at the bottom. I mean, it's no big deal, especially if you need to use your keyboard, but I much prefer to be completely immersed. It's the same with the speakers. Like a lot of, I think some headsets, they kind of promote the idea that you're still connected to the outside world, although, you know, even when you've got these like off-ear speakers and things like that. But for me personally, oh, here we go, I prefer to be completely immersed into my world when I'm in VR. That's the whole point of it, really. We have troops disembarking, right? Okay, maybe I can just going to break formation a little bit here so we can right. This is when things are going to get serious, so one last little sip of coffee. There's our fleet. Beautiful surrounding countryside. I say, guys, just to let you know, I've said this a few times, but I've turned down my settings, which I don't usually do, but I've turned them down just for the sake of this live stream, because I think, as I say, with live streaming you do tend to at least lose about 10 frames per second, and in VR that's a big deal. So, but generally speaking, if I'm recording, there's that some bandits to our left, or if I'm just, you know, not even recording, just using it normally, I get a really good performance in this sim. Wow, this is so cool. Love it. Absolutely love this sim. I think there's another sale on actually recently where you could get a few more of the campaigns with like 75% off. That's crazy. So it's always worth having a look. Talking of having a look, I need to have a look really for enemy aircraft. Yeah, I'd be interested to know the sales for the HP Reverb. If you could like split them up and analyse where each sale has gone. I wonder how many they've sold just purely for this sort of thing, for flight simulation purposes, whether it's DCS, IL-2, X-Plane, you know. I'll be very interested to know. I bet they've sold quite a few for that purpose. God, we're really high up here. I'm actually about 12,500 feet at the moment. So we're just basically in a bit of a recon. Not recon, sorry, we're in a bit of a pattern. Waiting for those bombers. In fact, I can see them there. There they are. Okay. Right, we need to start attacking. So what's combat? Try combat box multiplayer. Your VR head needs to be on a swivel. Do you mean as in I should be looking around more? Because you're totally right, I should be. It's not helping that I've got... Unfortunately, what I'm going to do, just while we're doing this, I'm just going to take the chat window away, because just so I can concentrate on staying alive, really, because, oh my god, they're everywhere. Okay, here we go. Now, because I'm recording, especially because I'm live streaming, it will probably go wrong and I'll die really quickly, but whatever, will be, will be. But I have done, the last time I did this actual mission, managed to shoot down a bomber and a Messerschmitt. But we're going to go for this guy here. Or maybe not. Whoa, that was bad. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, we're blacked out. I need to wait. That wasn't a good start. Oh, that was a bad one. And now I've got an enemy aircraft on my tail. And that's my own fault. That was a bad start. Oh dear. And we're gonna crash. Oh god. It's typical, this kind of thing, when you're trying to show off a flight sim and you're too busy talking like I was. Okay. Right, let's concentrate now. I was lucky there. These are the bombers, but they scare me to death because they're so difficult to take down. Because we were getting ahead of them really. Wow, that guy's toast. Or is he? I'm sure. Let's go for this guy here. Time to get out of here. You see, really I should be going now, but I really want to get one of these guys. Oh, I've overshot him. That's okay. And of course, there's not much ammo in this Spitfire, so we've got to be very careful. So unforgiving, this sim. I've got everything on hard as well, which probably is foolish really, because I'm not that good. Nevertheless, I'm going to go for it anyway. It's all about patience. Oh, look at that! That was a direct hit there. And I just love how in the reverb you can see really clearly when you destroy something. That was I'm happy with that one. Now this is where I go wrong, because really I should just head home now and, you know, have tea and scones. But you get the thirst for more, and I've got plenty of ammo left. So I want to pick off another one. Might even go for this guy here, because he's after us anyway, I think. But he's got the upper hand here, so we've got to be careful. Keep watching our speed, keep watching the engine, temperatures, oil pressure. It's difficult, it's not easy. But when you do get that kill, and if you do actually make it home, it feels great. So you feel like you've worked for it, if that makes sense. But I'm at a disadvantage here because I'm... Okay, trying to get onto this guy's tail. Oh god, I'll watch him as well. checking that we've got no one on R6. Heading to the clouds here. Oh, I'm a bit too slow really, but he's very slow as well. That. Look how his wings are fluttering because he's on the edge of the envelope there. Come on. I got a hit. Come on. I've got a hit, but it's look at him, wow. Oh, another hit there. Oh, look at that, I got his flap. I saw his left flap tore off there. Hopefully that's going to affect. In fact, we're okay. There's only 2 left, so I think we might be able to pursue this. Let's see if we can get him down. Oh, that was close. Look at that. We've got to be careful actually not to collide with any other aircraft, which has happened before. Come on, just one more hit. Oh, I haven't got much left, but be very careful. Come on, that's got to be it now. That's got to be it. God, this guy's tough. This guy is tough. Oh, yes, come on. I swear these bloody aircraft, they're so tough. Look at the ammo, we haven't got much left. Right, I'll have to be really careful now. I've got like a little bit of ammo left. I think surely he's going to be toast soon. Right, I need to get really close here. Side by side. Alright, I don't know, I might have to leave this. I'm getting further and further away. But I know he's in trouble. Leaking all sorts of fluids. We've already got any ammo left. I've completely disobeyed my orders and we're still out here. Keep it together, come on, we can get this. I think he's down. He's down, that was it. He's ejected. That is it, he is down. Oh, look at that, right, that is it. I'm happy with that. We've got a bomber and we've got a bandit. And we haven't had anybody, considering the really bad start I had, where I nearly crashed into the sea because I blacked out, No one has been on R6, so we need to get out of here now. Look after this engine. You probably haven't got all the fuel left either. So I think what we should do is climb up high, look after this engine as best as possible, and get out of here. What do you say? Right, might have a chance to look at the chat in a minute. Get my controller back up and running again. Oh, I wish I could look at the chat more, but it's VR machine is hungry. 8700, 1080 Ti card, 32 gigs. That's a nice machine actually. Mine's not quite as powerful as that. Mine's at 8600K, 16 gigs of RAM, which I'm planning on upgrading very soon, and a 1080 Ti card. I find the 1080 Ti card is superb really, but I am thinking very seriously about upgrading to the 3080 Ti card. That's going to be more of a worthy upgrade path than the 2080 for sure. So, and I think, you know, it's going to be released very soon, very sort of around the same time as Microsoft Flight Sim, I'd imagine. So, yeah. Alright, let's just back those engines off a bit. Continuous mode. I'm not happy with the Rift S resolution in flight sims. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's funny, you know, because I don't know what your experience is with VR, but when I came from a CV1 and I got a Rift S, I was totally blown away with the resolution. Bearing in mind the resolution's basically the same as a CV1, but the big deal here is the LCD stripe for pixel format. Oh god, we've got FLAC. Okay, that's not good. So basically, what that means is that for every pixel, you have 3 subpixels, which makes a huge difference. Of course, you don't get the really nice black levels with an OLED panel, but you do get better resolution, which I think is more important personally at this stage of VR. So the Rift S is pretty decent resolution, but I mean really, the Reverb should be the benchmark, the kind of standard. I think that 2160 by 2160 resolution is a perfect sort of resolution for this point in time. If we could just stick with that and maybe add a bit more field of view, that's what we need really, for the time being, I think. Dead stick. I hope not. My fuel tank keeps on going from 0 to full, but I think that's just a trait of this Spitfire really. Let's have a look at the map actually, let's see where we are. Right, we're going to gun it straight to home here. I'm quite amazed how I haven't got any battle damage in my Spitfire. That's a first, I think. But yeah, hopefully we'll be able to make a decent landing here. Such fantastic views, really. Superb views. Amazing. It's funny, can you imagine now guys, playing just, you know, flying using IL-2 on a flat screen monitor. Oh, no thank you. Couldn't imagine it, no way. And it shocks me how we're still a minority. I think maybe because VR is still expensive right now. It hasn't quite hit that mainstream accessibility. Let's go through these clouds for the hell of it, because it's I love doing that in IL-2. Look at all of that, look. All the moisture. Oh, it's incredible. I love it. I'm quite surprised that it runs so well whilst live streaming. So all I'm interested in doing right now is getting back into friendly territory, which I think we're about there now. Mission is looking like we might actually be okay. It was the genius of flying so close to the water the enemy dare not follow you. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll go with that. That was all planned. I meant to do that. To basically black out and go into an almost uncontrollable dive. That was all part of the plan, honest. I'll tell you what, I was very lucky to come out of that then. Very lucky. I thought, that was it. I was going to become fish bait even before the mission had properly started. It's funny how your adrenaline really kicks in as well. When you're flying and you've nearly got that enemy plane and you're getting really low on fuel, you're getting low on ammo, and you just want to have that one last shot at him, and really you should probably head home. I'm probably going to get a tanning off when I get back to base, because I've basically done a Top Gun and gone off on my own. I'm not much of a team player in IL-2, it's got to be said. I need to work on that. Colin Wolf there, my dog, as if he agreed with me there. I think we can make a shallow dive now, just to really baby these engines, because we're not far from home. But we'll have a look, see who else is around. Oh wow, check that out. That's a bit weird though, because it hasn't... Okay, I'm not quite sure what's happened there. I think the LOD factor has made that look a bit weird. There we go. I'll go back to that in a second. In fact, we can also look at other enemy aircraft. That's it, there we go. Oh wow, that's beautiful. And all this is going on whilst I'm flying around. It's like a campaign of war, all these little assets and models are doing their own thing. How are we doing for time? Not too bad, that's good. So while we're just doing the one mission today, folks, thank you very much for coming along for the ride. It's a wonderful thing really about Reverb, the Reverb and VR and flight simming, is that this morning I took a business jet, full of very posh people on a VIP flight to London, and this afternoon I jumped into a Spitfire to take down some bombers and some Messerschmitts in a World War II campaign. Quite incredible how the variety that you can experience. Right, that is a sight, isn't it, when you see your airfield. I think we should maybe do a victory roll. Well, actually, let's do a victory loop. To finish. Let's land. I agree. Not before trying some silly shenanigans. I'm in trouble anyway. I might as well arrive in style. A nice lazy loop. Right over the top. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, right. Let's get set up for a landing then. Do you know, even at quite low to medium settings, IL-2 still looks absolutely brilliant, to be fair. But I do enjoy. I think the only thing that you really can tell is the clouds. They look fantastic on Ultra, but I just cannot really have them on Ultra settings whilst live streaming as well. I think that's asking a bit too much. What we need to do now is make a successful landing. Tell you what, I'm going too fast for landing here. I can actually hear it fluttering. Is there no end to the detail in this sim? Absolutely amazing. Flaps coming out. A little low actually here. And I'm probably landing the wrong way, but never mind. Bit of turbulence to contend with. A little fast. Probably should go around, but I'm sure we'll be fine. I think that's me. Yep, I've just been accepted for landing clearance. Got quite a bit of turbulence all of a sudden here. Oh, hang on, yeah. No, it's them guys that are coming in to land. Yeah, maybe I should go around actually. That will be a bad end to the day. That is our squadron right there, so we've met up with them again, so that's good. Oh, I thought they were coming in for landing. Right, let's try that again then. Landing gear down. We're coming this way instead. You know, it just amazes me how there were 18, 19-year-olds flying these things with very little flight experience in World War II. God, that must have been, what an amazing, well, awful time, but quite incredible. I suppose at that age, you were probably more excited to be flying something like this rather than being scared about it, I don't know. Probably all manner of emotions. Here we go. Nice little touchdown. There we go. Try not to ground loop. There we go. It's wanting to ground loop. Wait. Ah, no! Oh, nearly. Tell you what, we'll just basically plonk this aircraft over here so I can just finish the mission. There we go. Absolutely amazing. Oh, I love IL-2 so much. What an experience you can have here. And there we go, we've landed successfully. Let's check the chat there. Oh, message has been held for review. I've never had that before. I would just show that. I'm not bothered about that. Would be cool to see you try multiplayer service. It's a bit shit your pants nervy. Sometimes it's a tough gig. I get shot down too much. Yes, I used to fly in live stream. Sorry, online rather, quite a lot. In fact, actually, let's just get a nice view here while we just have a quick. I'm just going to move so we can see some of these guys land. Are they coming down that way? I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, I used to fly online quite a lot with the IL-2s, the original version. I used to have so much fun in that. But I imagine in VR, and you're going to get the most incredible pilots that fly in that sim all the time. Oh, can you hear that? That was actually backfiring there, firing the engine. Oh, it's just superb. But yeah, I think that's going to be something I'm going to try very soon, actually. What does the in-game sound like? Watching it via YouTube probably won't do it justice. No, it really doesn't. Absolutely doesn't at all. Often when I look back at some of these live streams and videos, I think, oh, it just sounds rubbish. It doesn't sound anything like that. But when you're in VR and like at the moment, I can hear that aircraft going ahead from left to right. Sorry, right to left even. And I can hear that engine sounding very rough there. And then you've got this other Spitfire coming to land here. Can we actually go to him, do you think? No, we can't. Sorry, I'm actually... Yeah. Oh, hang on. Don't want that. And nearly got rid of the chat by accident then. Yeah, the sounds are absolutely superb. And that is my leader landing after me, which is probably... I'm going to get a telling off really for my antics, I think. But at least we made it safely back home. Anyway guys, I'm going to go now, so thank you so much for watching. He's just ground loop, look, how embarrassing. At least we didn't do that. So I'm going to crack on now and what is he doing? But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again on the next one. Bye bye for now. See if I can get... No. Thanks guys, see you soon, bye bye.